Alright, today's video is going to be covering interactable objects, and that's going to include the miscellaneous ones such as bells and drums that you don't see much use of. It's also going to include the very commonly used trade post and clan vault, little tips and tricks there, and then it's also going to include the Tribito, which isn't quite interactable, but it is editable, but we'll get into that in a minute. And then we'll also go over the Ascension Altar, which I would imagine some of you have never even fucking seen before. For drums, they can only be interacted with on the side I show here, but none other. Bells can be interacted with from any angle that you're able to approach it at. Both bells and drums can only be heard about half an Inspiration Hall's radius away, but both of them, unlike the Shazan, can be heard by anyone who is nearby. Wherever there is an interact point on an object is also where a red zone will follow, and that's on anything without exception, including the polychrome. Next is the trade post that I know all of you love to just plunk down without a second thought into the design or anything behind it. So first I wanted to show you that it doesn't have to be out in the open. I'll go more in depth on this later in a design concepts video, but I just wanted to show you a few examples of what myself and my friend Factory Cow have made to try and hide that piece of shit trade post. And I'm sure some of you will ask, how and why does this work? And the reason is, if you've watched my last video about clipping, you'll know exactly how to get it there, but as for the why, the interact range on a trade post is actually pretty fucking massive, as I will show you right here. A physical line of sight is not required to interact with any object at all. Something else people don't seem to notice is that the orientation of the trade post will determine the orientation of your trade screen. As you can see, I've flipped it upside down here. You can angle it, you can flip it upside down, you can do whatever you want with it. Just note that it is a little disorienting going back up. Next is the Treasury, or Clan Vault, as it is referred to from the fast travel menu. The interact functions the same as a trade post, except you are given options to donate credits, decorations, or resources to your clan or alliance respectively, from top to bottom. Something that you need to take into account when placing a vault is that when you fast travel, you will always fast travel to one specific side of the vault, and it will always be that side. It is commonly referred to as true north, so just make sure that if you're clipping this into anything or hiding it in anything at all, that you factor this into account. Please do not be the asshole that asks for donations but doesn't think about this and then greets their donating members with this screen. Now we come up on Tribitas. Tribitas are possibly the most pain-in-the-ass decorations to work with. They are used to display text or special icons, and we'll get to that in a minute. Once placed, Tribitas will take you directly to their menu. Do not leave this menu until you are positive that you are done, because you will not be able to edit any of this until it is finished construction. Otherwise, if you are looking to change it quickly, you are better off deleting it and placing it all over again. As you can see, it allows you to place text in there. Intensity determines how bright the shaft of light behind the text is. Length determines how far away the text is from the Tribita itself. Scale is pretty fucking obvious. And then you can also dictate the rotation of the text. If you see the primary and secondary color options and you thought to yourself, boy, I wonder if I can make this look like a 7th grade PowerPoint presentation, then do I have news for you. Because that is exactly what you can make this crap look like. The color choices are from any color palette that you've already obtained throughout the game. The base model for a Tribita is significantly larger than that of a note beacon. Even though they function the exact same, a Tribita somehow costs 2 less capacity. So don't use note beacons unless you have a shit ton of plat to spare. Tribitas do not have to be funded in order to display their input, meaning you can leave them unfunded and save yourself materials. It's actually going to be better that way, as a funded Tribita is more resource draining on your computer than an unfunded. If you build too many funded Tribitas, it will cause frame loss in your dojo. When a Tribita is complete, you'll be able to change any attributes you were first prompted with by pressing 2 while cursoring over the decoration. Something to be aware of when placing Tribitas is the absolute monstrosity that is their hitbox. The little yellow box I've outlined here represents the area in which if you cursor in, you are going to select the Tribita no matter what. It doesn't generate a red zone like other interactable objects do, but it kinda may as well, because anything that you put near it, you need to pray to RNGesus, if it was small, that you placed it with a tip pointing out far enough for you to select again, or else you will have to redo a lot of your placement. Last on Tribitas is displaying special characters. Special characters will only display when a code or keyword is enclosed in brackets, like this infested symbol here. Not all symbols are going to be exactly what you think they are, and if it's not a valid code, it will just display whatever you've put in there. The code that I have seen that gets by far the most use out of all of them is Omega. It will display a bright as hell block to which you can custom color, you can do whichever you'd like with that. You can stack them on a single Tribita, you can fit up to 4. As Omega, the code takes 7, and Tribitas have a 30 character limit. Because I know there will be some who struggle to see the value of this, just want to show you this room real quick. Obviously this isn't my most creative thing I've ever done, and there's just a whole bunch of quotes from Dead Space. The main point of what I'm trying to show you is if you ever need a bright glow of any color anywhere, those will do it for you. And I left the head open so you can kind of get in and see that it's not always a pretty little picnic whenever you have to use them, but for example on this Isaac Clarke's helmet, it works phenomenally. Lastly, we will talk about the Ascension Altar. It is used to rank up the clan. Keep in mind that anyone in your clan, no matter their rank, can start the ritual. So if you're waiting on people to get past the 3-day limit before they can participate and get their endo, you need to hide this so it doesn't accidentally get started. Shout out to Sleepy Time for getting me this footage of an active Ascension Altar with his test clan. Thank you very much.